Hi guys, it's Abu Pasha here again. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at properties that you can buy in various parts of the UK with a budget of £250,000. So I know that right now a lot of people are moving home and they're looking to put various places around the country. Some people are actually moving quite big distances. So I just thought it would be good to see what £250,000 buys you in the UK. So let me share my screen now. You can see that we have a chart which I've put together. What I've done is I've spent quite a bit of time researching different parts of the country of the best property that you can buy with that £250,000 budget. The way that we're going to decide on which property to pick is based on the following metrics. The number one thing that I used was that the property had to be within a reasonable distance, usually within 1 mile of the town centre and amenities, so things like shops, supermarket, the high street, town centre, as well as transportation, which includes a railway station. It must include a railway station, buses maybe, if you're in London then the tube station, and major road networks as well. So all these properties that I've shortlisted have this. They all are well located. I also looked at the property condition and aesthetics. So in other words, if a property was cheap or if it really looked bad from the outside, then usually these kinds of properties were cheaper. I tended to avoid these. I wanted to look for a nice property which is nice to look at from the outside. And also I looked for properties that were A or B grade. That meant that they had been newly refurbished in tip-top condition or were in close to very good condition so that you could just move in. I was not looking for properties which needed major work doing to it. I also prioritized the property size. I wanted the biggest property that I could get for that money. So I preferred to go for houses over flats, and more bedrooms over less. The bigger the garden. I wanted a garage where possible, so just went with the biggest possible property. Gardens, outside space, I looked at that. So those were the metrics by which I chose all these properties. I used RightMove.co.uk to see these properties, and this is what I came up with. So we are going to take a look at each individual property in turn so you'll actually see what you're getting. But first of all, let me summarise first. So we've got Scotland first, and the property that's available is in the region of £245,000. This is a detached property. It's in very good condition. Basically, it's just been newly refurbished. It's a 4-bedroom property with 1 bathroom. It's got a long private driveway, and it's got a rare large garden. Then we move slightly south to Carlisle. So this covers the northwest and northeast area, the north of England. So for 250 grand, you'll get a detached property. The condition isn't that great. I ranked it as a grade C property, and what that means is that it needs a bit of work doing to it. So maybe about £10,000–20,000 of work done to it to bring it up to grade A. And it's got 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, private garage, a large rear garden, and a small front garden. Then we've got Middle England. I split up Middle England in 2. So you've got the north part of Middle England, and you've got the southern part of Middle England, which is close to London. And the northern part, this was a property I found in Derbyshire, offers over £249,000, detached, top grade refurbishment. It looks like new, beautiful. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, private garage, and a medium-sized rear garden. Then slightly to the south, this was towards the London area now, so you're still in Middle England, but you're in Bedford now. Again, you got 250 grand, only this time I couldn't get a detached property of a good size for 250 grand. It was slightly more expensive, so I had to go down to a semi-detached property. It's a 4 bedroom, 1 bathroom property, and it was in decent condition. In other words, you can move in immediately, do some cleaning, and you're good to go. Didn't have any private parking, so in other words, you've got to park on the street. And as far as the gardens are concerned, it had a small, rare paved yard. That's all it had. There was no proper large garden. Now, as we've moved to Bedford, the plot of land that the property is built on is now smaller. What I found is that as you get towards London, the land value increases. So what you'll find is that the property tends to go more vertical, takes up less space. We also looked at Wales. For 250 grand, you can get a semi-detached A-grade property, so in brand new refurbished property, 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So it's more in line with the northern part of England in terms of pricing. There is parking on the street and it's allocated, and as far as the garden is concerned, you only get a small, rare paved yard. We then move into the south of England. For 240 grand, I could find a detached property, 3 bed, 1 bathroom, so it is a smaller property, but it's detached. And it's a B grade, so decent condition. It's got a small driveway and a small, rare back garden. I want to look at these properties here. You can see that they're all quite similar in terms of what you get for £250,000. As you move south, you get slightly less, only slightly. So for example, you're going from, in middle of England, you're going from north to south, Derbyshire to Bedford, and you'll notice that you go from a detached property to a semi-detached. You'll get 1 less bathroom. You won't get a private garage. There's no parking. Right, so just these slight changes happen. Nothing major though. If you move from this property in Derbyshire to Bedford, you wouldn't notice that much of a difference. The main difference would be the garden. You'd lose the garden. You'd notice that. And also the property is semi-detached as opposed to detached. But there's not much difference when you're going from Scotland to north of England. There's very little difference. There is a difference, but it's quite small. But the big jump that happens is when you hit London. So now you're in outer London, in Purfleet. It's about a 70-minute train ride to central London. £250,000, a 2-bed mid-terrace, 1 bathroom, and it's in decent condition. There is allocated parking on the street, and there is a small rear garden. But you can see that the jump was quite significant. So we're going from Bedford to Purfleet. But you can see the difference. You went from a semi-detached 4-bed property to a mid-terrace 2-bed property. So there was a big difference, a big jump. And then we made a really big jump going from outer London to inner London. Now this property I found was in Borough. Borough is probably about a 20-minute walk to London Bridge, 30-minute walk to Bank, that's the City of London, that's the square mile, so it is very, very central. And for 250 grand, you will get a flat. This flat has a living room and a kitchen built in. It's called an open plan living room, and what that means is you get a living room attached to a kitchen, or a kitchenette, if that's what you want to call it, and then you've got a separate bedroom. And this is leasehold, so don't forget that if you're living here, you'll probably pay an additional £100 a month in service charges and ground rent. So that's an additional expense that you wouldn't get if you were buying a terraced house, detached, semi-detached. And if we take a look at this, it's in very good condition, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Parking, none. There's no parking, there's no garden. So what you get for your money when you're living in central London is something very, very small. What did surprise me, aside from London, remove London from the equation, but what surprised me was that all these properties were not too dissimilar. So I thought to myself, let me do the same thing that I've done for the properties with a £250,000 budget, but I'll do it for 190,000, and let's see if we get the same results. The results were very similar. What I found was that, again, up in the north of England, in the middle of England, what you get for £190,000 remains very similar. You might go from a detached property down to a semi-detached, but otherwise they are very, very similar. London is the only part where things just go completely out of the window. So this is the table, and you can take a look at this by pausing the video, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the properties that you can buy within the £190,000 budget. And again, remember, the metrics were that the property has to be close to a town centre, it's got to have good railway links, good transport links, it's got to have shops nearby, and the property has to be in decent condition so that you can move in immediately. No big refurbs. So let's do Scotland first. So this is in Perth, right? So this is in Scotland. Okay, as you can see, very good condition, very nice. And this is a 4-bedroom semi-detached property, this one. Better than my place in London, that's for sure. In London, you'll get something very, very small for 190,000. You'll see it for yourself. Right? That to be honest, the frontage doesn't look nice, but the internals are very nice. Right, so that's your Scottish property. Now we move to north of England, and the property I chose was in Darlington, so let's take a look at this. And this is a 4-bed detached property. Looks very nice. As you can see, outside looks really nice, and then you come in, decent condition. Decent sized garden, and that's Darlington, 4-bed detached. Next one was in Blackburn, detached, 4-bed. Let's take a look what this looks like. 185,000 this, but the budget is 190,000. So from the outside it looks very nice, and let's take a look inside. You've got a spacious bathroom actually. The bathroom is quite spacious. There's a lot of pictures for this, so I'll speed up a little. You can pause if you want to see more of the picture, but I'm going to speed up. Okay, it's in good condition. You can definitely move in straight away. And it's a big family home. Parking. You've got parking there, private parking. There you have it. So that was Blackburn. Now we move slightly south. Let's see what we can get with a budget of £190,000. Right, so this one's in Walsall. You can see you've got a garage there. It's a 4-bed semi-detached. Nice big garden. And it's in good condition, so you can move in straight away and start living here. And there you go. And then we move further south. Let's go to Wales. This is a 4-bed semi-detached property. This is in Wales, good condition. It's got modern furnishings in it, so it's been refurbed recently. Nice kitchen. Very nice kitchen. Nice bathroom. Nothing to complain about. Yep. 2 bathrooms, in fact. And it's got the attic room as well. And that's your view from the outside. And that's your backyard. That's your side yard. So there is decent outside space. £190,000. Right, let's do the south of England, and we'll do London last. So this is a 3-bedroom semi-detached property. So the south is more expensive than the north, but not by much. You know, up north you were getting a 4-bedroomed detached or semi-detached. Now you're getting a 3-bed semi-detached. So it's not that much expensive. Right, decent condition, ready to move into. All it will need is a really good clean when you move in. It looks nice from the front, and it's got a decent sized garden at the back. Now let's move into London. So we'll do outer London. This is Woolwich, £190,000. It's a flat, and I think there's 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's in good condition, but it's small. As you can see, everything is small. Look at the bathroom. Look how small the bathroom is. Everything is small. Small bedrooms, small bathroom. Everything is small. Nice kitchen. It's been refurbished. This is A grade. This is A grade. 190,000. And then finally, let's go to central London, and this was in Holloway Road. So to give you an idea, this is, I think it would be about a 20 or a 30-minute walk to Oxford Circus, Covent Garden, places like that. So absolutely central, very central. You can walk if you want to central London. There's not much to show really, because all this is a single room, and they've put a bed in that room, they've put a kitchenette in that room, and they've got a separate bathroom within that room. They've just put a stud wall in it. So that's all this is. So £190,000 flat. So this is the room. It's all one room, and you can see the kitchenette is there, and I think the bathroom area is here. But you'll see, this is the kitchen area, this is the bathroom. Yeah, I mean, it all looks nice, don't get me wrong. There you go. So this part here, that's the sectioned off bathroom. So for £190,000, you will have to pay roughly between £100 and £200 service charge per month. So that needs to be added onto the cost. Right, so there you have it, guys. I've gone through 2 budgets, 250 grand and 190 grand. 190 grand is for people starting out, maybe first time buyers. They'll have that kind of a budget. And you've seen in London, you don't get much for your money. For 190 grand in London, you'll get a studio flat, which is basically one room, which includes a kitchen and a bathroom area. That's it. That's all you're going to get in London, central London. As you move slightly out, you get a bit more. Then as you move either south or north of London, you get substantially more. In particular, if you move into Middle England and North of England, you'll get a 4-bedroom property and it'll be a family size big property. And the same thing is in Scotland as well. In the south of England, you'll get roughly a 3-bedroom semi-detached property. Then when you up your budget to £250,000, you'll get a slightly better central London flat. You'll get a slightly bigger mid-terrace property in outer London, but you'll get a significantly big property in other parts of the country. And that includes Wales, Scotland, north of England, etc. So really the one that sticks out is London. If you are desperate to live in London, then you're going to have to pay for it, unfortunately. Or you go with the same budget, but you get a much smaller property, namely a flat. Otherwise, you can live further outside of London and you'll get a bigger property. I'm going to leave it right there. And if you can, please give me a subscription, that would be very much appreciated. A like would also be appreciated. It takes a while for me to put these videos together, so I'd very much appreciate your support in that. Anyway guys, till next time, thank you.